Ladies and gentlemen, welcome! I'm Nino, and today we're going to be quickly going over the Enclave of Ahnket guide to help you new guys along in completing the dungeon. It's fairly easy, but it's got some more raid-end mechanics compared to standard dungeons. That's because it's a tier 1.5 dungeon, or it drops better gear than experts, but is also more challenging than regular experts. Without further ado, let's get into it. The first boss, you're looking at wisp mechanics and ad management. Basically, you need to pull a wisp in and then DPS it down to about 20-25%, and then after a short bit, it'll explode and remove the boss's shield. It's important, when you start getting 3 or more wisps without any period of rest back to back, your tank's going to die because they get a stacking debuff that just continually does more and more damage, and there's just no way to out-heal that. Eventually, it will just straight up kill you. The boss also places a DPS totem on one of the random squishies of the group, that being the DPS or the healer, and all people in the group need to swap to that and DPS it down. A couple final things to note is that standing near a wisp when it explodes as a DPS is a really bad idea. It's probably going to kill you if you're standing right on top of it. And the boss also does a cleave. And there you go, that's the first boss. That takes us to the second boss, which I'm not too sure of the mechanics at the moment, because we usually never get to them, but the current methodology that I find works best is just burn it down as fast as possible. He'll emote at somebody first with a plague on them. They'll get a debuff lasting 20 seconds, or something. Tank, if you can, intercept them before this goes off, otherwise it will straight up kill them. There'll be a moment of rest and then he'll throw out another one on a different player. This time it's going to pulse a lot of AoE raid damage, so this is the heal check. If you're good enough, you can burn it down before most of your group dies. Next up, we're on to the third boss. This one's got an interesting tricky mechanic for the tanks in the crowd. Now, standing in the water will kill you. Don't stand in the water. Standing in the water will also pull the boss. Feels bad, man. Alright. You're looking to pull the boss on the land and make sure he is interrupted, as much as possible. This is the big mechanics for the tanks. He'll get a shield on him that makes him invulnerable. The tank needs to wander out into the water, find the pulsing AoE circle on the ground, and drag the boss through the circle, not just yourself. The boss has to go through the circle. Tanks are going to need to pop a cooldown here like Soul Stream or a defensive buff, because you're going to outrange the healer, because the healer can't stand in the water. To combat this, DPS need to burn down the ads, and then they will drop a shiny thing. Click on that, it'll give you a reactive to throw an ice sort of platform in the water. DPS can stand on the platform without taking damage from the water. And that's the third boss. And that takes us to the last boss, boss number 4. This is a super simple fight. He's got an in and out mechanic with a circle pulsing around him where you need to get out and then get back in or vice versa. He'll also spawn these 4 portal spawners that spawn various ads throughout the fight. You need to DPS him down until he is immune and can't take any more damage. Then you need to swap to the portals. Only the portals matter in this case, and then kill those. You can DPS down the ads, but there's achievements not to. Once all 4 portals are destroyed, the boss will become unimmune and you can kill him. One important thing to note is that the boss does have an interrupt that'll chunk about 70-ish+% of the player's health, depending on. So tanks, make sure you're on that one. He doesn't cast the interrupt during his immune phase when you're DPSing down the portals though. And there you go. That's Enclave of Ahnket. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day.